Hello and welcome to a new review of another deck from my collection. Today we have here the Sony K-666ES. This deck was made from the year 1982 until 1984 or 1985, depending on the source you look for in the internet. And this deck was a top-of-the-line deck, and Sony made several top-of-the-line deck with the numberings repeating one digit, 444, 333, 555, and this one seems to be probably the worst of most of them. There's a 555 which is better than this one, and there's a 444 that is very rare, probably only sold in Japan, that is also better than this one. And this one was, let's say, the worst of the top-of-the-line decks from Sony. And in fact, you can see that there is no special function, no special control. It's the most standard deck in regarding controls. There's the power timer, eject, headphones with the knob to control the volume. There are the tape function controls. It's a bit dirty. Then there's the counter, which is a counter that counts seconds and minutes. Right, that's a bit extra, a bit of a good quality feature. The view meter is very simple. Then there's Dolby, BNC and MPX filter. At the time that this deck was made, there were 4 formulations, and you can see the Type 3 ferrochrome tape also in this deck. The calibration is made with a knob for the bias and 2 knobs to control the channel, the input channel. And then the tape and source button, which is a bit big and special with illumination. It's comfortable. And the recording knob. So that's it. It's a very standard deck. A very standard deck. Now, if you go to look the features, it has 3 heads. Okay, it's a top-of-the-line deck. 3 motors, right? Actually, it has 4 motors. Well, it has 3 motors, but let's say that there would be an equivalent 4 motors for what this mechanism has. We'll see in a moment. The transport is a closed loop dual capstan with a direct drive motor, and all those are features from top-of-the-line decks, of course. Now I'm going to release the tape. This has a problem that it takes some seconds to release the head block. It's a bit broken, and I've removed the cover, this cover, which goes inside, for you to see, to watch what is the only very special thing of this deck. And these are the 2 direct drive motors for the spindles. These motors, you can see here, drive the reels of the tape independently. And so I will show you that I will press here to simulate there's a tape, and by pressing play you can see that the right spool is running fast, and also the left is spinning low with low torque. This is done in play function to create some tension in the tape. The tape has to be somehow tensioned, and the way this deck does it is by turning this reel backwards. Now, if you see, it has stopped progressively. This deck also, when you wanted to fast forward, you can see that it will increase the speed. It's increasing the speed, and it's probably the fastest deck to fast Now it goes, there it goes, there it goes. And when you press stop, it stops rightly. If we rewind, you see it's running really fast, it's spinning really fast, and rewinding the tape extremely fast. And that's because the direct drive motors have a lot of torque, a lot of power. And also this deck doesn't have maintenance. See, it's slowing down. It's gradually slowing down, little by little. It can measure the speed of the reels and know that the tape is at the end. And it's very smooth. So this is the only feature, very special feature from this deck. Now let's see the internals. The deck has big boards. At the time of the deck, 1982, the miniaturization and the reduction in components were still in the early stages. We can see here a lot of controls, regulators. Maybe this is for the audio signal to precise calibrate recording and playback signals, levels, bias, and so on. However, I am not totally sure. We can see the direct drive motor there. Let me try to show it to you. There are the capstans, the flywheels, and somehow, somewhere, there are there they are. The coils for the... It's a bit difficult for me to hold the camera and trying to... Somewhere down there, there's a direct drive motor. I'm watching with my eyes, but I'm not sure if I'm watching them with the camera. And the two flywheels with the big belt. And there's two solenoids. This one here that is being illuminated, and the other one, a small one, which is there. So these two solenoids would be replaced later with another motor in later models, and therefore would make up for the third motor or fourth motor in this deck. One motor for the capstans, one motor which is here replaced with two solenoids, and then the two motors for the spindles. In most three motor deck, there's only one motor to drive both spindles. And that's it. The rest of the deck is a very high quality deck. A lot of transistors attached to a heatsink, because at the time the power consumption was quite high. And then there are two boards. This board is quite easy to remove and service. The transformer is also quite big. Okay, so that's it for this deck. It's a very nice deck, sounds very well. There's little problems with it. Maybe one problem is that the door over the time opens too abruptly, not this case. And you'll see that this deck, the left capstan takes a bit to go up and takes a bit to go down. That's because there's dry grease in the shafts of the chassis of the pinch roller, and this should be cleaned and re-looped. Other than that, the deck works phenomenally. Thanks for watching.